literally was the greatest fight of all time. Because the guy that won it, Justin Gaethje, was in many books 6-1 favorite, 6-1 underdog rather, which is crazy odds for a guy that was a interim lightweight champion, fought the best of the best, one of the best to ever do it, BMF champion. I mean, just super durable, real dangerous guy. And that's how good Ilia Topuria is. That's how good Ilia Topuria is. Ilia Topuria, in many people's eyes, is the most skilled of the new generation, and the new generation is the most skilled of all time. And Ilia was like the top of the mountain. And most people thought that he was going to be too much, and he was too much for a while.
And, you know, you gave him all the respect in terms of, like, his skill set in there. You know, said probably the second best guy you prepared for outside of Khabib. But now that you're through Ilia, was he as good as you thought he was? Was he better than you thought he was? Just can you talk about what you experienced in there with him?
I mean, he's very good. I mean, my liver still hurts right now. Those body shots were crazy. I mean, he was really, really fast. But, you know, when he didn't get the finish at the end of the second round, I think it really took his spirit. And, you know, again, I said it in the press conference leading up. I was like, he really backed himself into a corner, saying he's going to be so dominant. And I said it. When we go to the second round, you're going to be like, what the f-? When we go to the third round, you're going to be like, what the f-? You know, that's what I did tonight.
Did you feel he was broken after he didn't get that finish?
I never felt he was broken because he was so dangerous at the whole time. But in the third round, when I started landing those jabs, when he started finding his back foot, I knew something was different.
He felt so confident that, like, I'm going there and knock him out. When he was like coming the close distance, he didn't even use his jab. He was just wanting to throw his right hand and knock him out right away. But like Justin, he's a dog, you know, and like he has a good chin. He always stop him with his jab, you know, and Justin's jab was so good. Ilia think like he's like a Canela and like has the best boxing, but it didn't work. Justin did a good job.
Yeah, he's such a pretty boy that he was so concerned about the blood so immediately. I hit him with the uppercut. He's bleeding and he started touching it over and over and over. But I mean, he's so fucking dangerous. You know, I don't know how I stayed away from some of those shots. He definitely rocked me, but you know, I just kept telling myself that to just trust my abilities. You know, not be emotional. And again, when I say I don't have emotions, like nothing feels better than what I feel.
Ilia Topuria has been seen as one of the most dangerous fighters in MMA ever since he knocked out Alexander Volkanovski. Many fans believed he would dominate the lightweight division just like he did at featherweight. But at UFC Freedom 250, Justin Gaethje challenged that idea and made a statement that got everyone talking. Gaethje openly suggested that Topuria may not be as unbeatable as people think. When a fighter with Gaethje's experience says something like that, fans pay attention. He has fought some of the toughest opponents in the lightweight division and knows exactly what it takes to succeed at the highest level. What made the moment even bigger was Joe Rogan's reaction. Rogan seemed genuinely surprised by Gaethje's comments. It wasn't the reaction to normal trash talk. It felt like he understood that Gaethje was making a serious point. Gaethje believes that Topuria's success has come against opponents who may not have tested him in the same way elite lightweights would. Topuria's knockouts have been impressive, but Gaethje argues that he hasn't faced the kind of non-stop pressure, pace, and toughness that define the best fighters at 155 pounds. Interestingly, Gaethje is exactly the type of fighter critics believe could test Topuria the most. He constantly moves forward, throws heavy shots, and forces opponents into difficult exchanges. His pressure never stops, and he has proven many times that he can take damage and keep fighting.
Where does Ilia Topuria go from here?
Ooh, Ilia Topuria. What's next? Take a break, dude. Take a year off. Like, look at his face. I think another big fight, something like a Patty. I think even Arman.
Topuria's not going to come back soon enough to fight for number one contender. If Gaethje doesn't retire, he fights Arman.
And I think also, as much as I'm a fan of Ilia, it shuts down all this conversation of him.
Justin Gaethje just defeated Ilia Topuria by round 4 TKO to corner stoppage at UFC Freedom 250 on the White House lawn, and is now the undisputed lightweight world champion at 37 years old. I can't believe I'm saying these things. I thought Strickland's upset against Chimaev was going to be enough this year for the MMA gods to start making logic true once again in this sport, but no. Justin Gaethje puts a whooping on Ilia Topuria. Fair enough, survives a nightmarish round 2, but I had Justin Gaethje winning this fight 3 rounds to 1. It wasn't even like Ilia Topuria was clearly ahead the whole fight and Justin Gaethje just broke him in round 4 and then Ilia Topuria quits on the stall. I had Gaethje up 3 rounds to 1. I thought he won.
Want to get your thoughts?
It's one of the greatest fights you'll ever see. It was incredible. And especially when you got a guy 8-1 underdog and then comes in and does what he did tonight. The body shots that Ilia hit Gaethje with in that round, and then Gaethje gets through it. Ilia's in the hospital. He's busted up. I'm not a doctor, but his eye looked like he probably has a broken orbital. And my plans for him are to go home and rest.
For Topuria, the best response is not words but actions. His next performance will be extremely important. Win over a lower-ranked opponent may not be enough. To silence the doubts, he may need to defeat another top contender or former champion in dominant fashion. One thing is certain, Gaethje has already changed the conversation. Before UFC Freedom 250, many people viewed Topuria as the future king of the lightweight division. Now, some fans are starting to ask questions. The technical debate is actually very interesting. Topuria is an elite striker with incredible power, timing, and counter-punching skills. Nobody can deny that. But Gaethje's argument is that we still haven't seen how Topuria handles a fighter who refuses to back up, keeps attacking, and pushes a brutal pace for every round. If these two fighters eventually meet inside the octagon, it could become one of the biggest fights in the lightweight division. Topuria would bring speed, power, and precision. Gaethje would bring pressure, toughness, and endless aggression. Both men have clear paths to victory. Topuria must prove his power works against someone as durable as Gaethje. Meanwhile, Gaethje must show that his cardio, chin, and relentless style are still strong enough to break one of the UFC's fastest rising stars. For now, the MMA world waits to see what happens next. Will this remain a war of words, or will it turn into an actual fight? One thing is clear. Topuria entered UFC Freedom 250 as one of the most feared fighters in the sport. But after Gaethje's comments, he now carries a major question mark that many fans will be watching closely. What do you think? Is Justin Gaethje right about Ilia Topuria, or is he simply creating controversy to earn a title shot? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more UFC and MMA updates.